you for joining me today. I'm really excited to hear about your company's role in the mining industry and your current initiatives. So why don't we begin with an introduction of yourself, your role, and your company?
So hi, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Natasha. I'm the head of IR and Treasury in Aura Minerals. Aura is a company that is passing through a huge transformation, so it will be a pleasure to introduce you the company and what we are doing here, and of course to answer all the questions that you can have about it. So Aura is a operating company. We have now 4 operating mines, 2 in Brazil, 1 in Honduras, and 1 in Mexico, 1 project under construction and 1 project in development. And also, we also are doing a very robust exploration pipeline. So we are growing and increasing our life of mine, considering the land that we already have and now the mineral rights that we have to explore the areas that we are developing our projects. What is interesting in Aura is that in the last 5-6 years, we grew almost 90% in terms of production, and we are in the middle of the process. So we are growing more 90%. So we already did it, and now we are doing it to the future. And we are doing that at the same time that we are generating cash, we are guaranteeing high returns, and we are paying dividends to the market. If you consider the last 12 months, we reached 9% dividend yield, and in the last 2 years, we reached almost 6% in dividend yield. So we are one of the leaders in terms of dividends, and at the same time, we are growing. We are doing all of this following our strong culture that we call Aura 360, that guide all of our actions. So we are a company that is pretty focused with the environmental and the communities that we are acting. This is something that is very important to us. We need to guarantee that we are protecting the community that we act, that we are protecting the environmental. We are pretty focused on use, like, for example, energy, I forgot the name now, and the clean energy, and also to consider that we are reusing the water, so we reuse all the waters in the process, so 100% we can reuse. We are pretty focused also in innovation and in people. We believe that our main strong in the company is the people that we work with. Here is just like a roadmap where we are based. So we have a copper mine in Mexico that represents 30% of our results. So 30% come from copper. I will just get this. Okay. In Aranzazu. We also have an open pit mine in Honduras, Minosa. It's a gold mine, and 2 gold mines in Brazil, Apoena and Almas. So if you check, we just produce copper in Aranzazu, and the other mines that we have, they are gold projects. We are now developing the Borborema project in Brazil, in Rio Grande do Norte. Borborema will be the biggest project of Aura. It's the second project that we build. We built Almas in the last 2 years. We start up the plant in August 2023. We are finalizing the ramp up, and now we are building Borborema. A good thing is that we reached a good benchmark in Almas. We could ramp up and reach commercial production in only 4 months, and we expect to do the same in Borborema. So we are using the same team and the same structure to build the project. Aura, as I said to you, we passed through a huge transformation. In 2016, a new controlling group bought the companies, bought 51% of the companies of Aura, and decided to change the way that the company used to work. So we recheck our assets. We were not facing a good moment in terms of financials, so we rebuilt our financial structure. We sold some assets that were not like generating cash. We had other projects that were smaller and more profitable to the company, and we decide to rebuild the culture and the team. And the main point of that is it was focused to come back to the profitability of the business, to rebuild the balance sheet, to rebuild the returns. So we passed in between 2016 and 2020 through this transformation. We rebuild the company. We changed all the team. We moved from, for example, from our office from Canada to Miami to be closer to the operations. We decided to create a company that is not based in a controlling area, so in a central office. Now we have offices in all the plants, and the director of the plant has the total power to change the strategy as soon as is necessary, considering that he needs to match the goals that the company wants to achieve. So the idea is to make our company a faster company, a better company, and to keep the company operating well. After we build the balance sheet to achieve net income, the positive net income again, and to come back to the market, we decided to IPO the company in Brazil. So we did it. We IPO in Brazil. It increased a lot our liquidity. We are the only gold company in Brazilian market. Nowadays, we have shares listed in Canada and Brazil. So we keep the dual listed. And after that, we start a new phase of growth. So our focus now is to increase our life of mine in all of our assets, is to increase the production of the company. So we build Almas, we are building Borborema, and we are planning to build Matupá. Our idea is to reach 450 tons of gold in the next years. So we are pretty focused on that. And the idea is to keep growing, considering the expansions that we have in our land. And you can see that we are being able to do that, considering that we could increase more than double our productions, almost double, more than double our revenues, more than like we increase 5 times our EBITDA. And we, in terms of free cash flow, we were not generating any cash, and now we are. And all of that aligning that we are growing and building two strong projects. What another interesting point is that our cash cost, of course, is increasing, but we are being able to keep in a good level, considering that we are now in the second quartile of cost, what is pretty good to the company, considering that we are growing and we are generating more cash. So the cost is being a good position. And here is just a short overview of our evolution in terms of volumes. As I said, we are pretty focused on growth. So we are achieving all of our guidance, and we are achieving the record in terms of production that we had in the past. So here is just a short overview on how we are being developed and how we are achieving it and how we are going. And what we expect to the future, how we want to unlock value, is building projects that we can guarantee the high return. So the idea is to guarantee that we are delivering to our investors the highest returns in all of our projects. So if you check, we build Almas, we could achieve a return of 44% on leverage. After leveraging this project, I achieve more than 100%, and you need to consider that the gold price was 1.5, so not as good as is today. Borborema, that is the project that we are building. We expect to have a return of 41% with a leverage of 53%, considering the gold price of 1.7. Now is much better, so I'm going to show you how the returns increase in this project. And we are planning to announce Matupá, considering a return of 36% and 50% of leverage, considering a gold price at 1.9. So our minimum return is 20%, 25%, and all of our projects, we want to guarantee that we are achieving the highest ones. So the main focus of the company is not to be the biggest company, but to be the more profitable company in the market. And this is something that we are working on. Another point that is pretty important is, as I said to you, we passed through a bad moment in terms of financials in the past, and we did not invest in exploration for a long time. And since 2017, we decided to come back and reinvest in exploration. And now we are investing 25 million in exploration per year. And this is showing a very strong result. So we grew more than 3 times our resources and more than double our reserves in this period. So we are being able to find gold in our areas and to keep increasing our life of mine. We know that nowadays our life of mines are not that long. On average, we have 7 years, but we are operating with the 7 years in the last 5 years. So we are being able to keep it, and the idea is to keep increasing as we are investing more in exploration. And of course, I think all the gold producers says the same. We think that our multiple is not being negotiated. The company is not being negotiated in the fair multiple. So we believe that as soon as we start to grow, the multiple needs to increase and the market's going to pricify better the company. So this is something that we are working on, and we believe that is going to happen soon once we are already growing. Here is a short overview regarding our Borborema project. As I said to you, the increase a lot, the returns increase a lot. We were expecting to have 41%. Now we are seeing with this, not the gold price that we are seeing now, we are considering 2.3, that now is lower than what the gold is trading. And with 2.3, we are expecting to have a 74% returns, and the payback in just 1.4 years. So nowadays the project is more than 40% complete. We are probably reaching the 50% this quarter. We are on track, on budget. We are not expecting to have any delay in the construction of the project. So we are pretty confident that in the beginning of 2025, we are going to start producing in Borborema, and we are going to be able to achieve commercial production in the middle of the year. An interesting thing in Borborema is that we start the project considering a life of mine of 11 years. But what happens in this area? We have a road crossing the area, and this road is in the top of our reserves. So we cannot considering the total capacity of reserves that we have there nowadays. So what we are doing, we are moving the road. We expect to do that in the next 3 years. And after that, we are going to be able to more than double the capacity of this project. So we can increase the production, or we can increase the life of mine. Probably we are going to do both. But the main idea here is that this is a project that we are generating a lot of cash, delivering a good result, and we have a huge potential to increase in a short term. So probably in the next years, we are going to double this project, and it's going to be a very strong percentage of our revenues coming from that. Here is just a short picture, just to check the area. Is still under construction, so it's not that beautiful, but you can see that something is happening there. We already have some tanks; they are being built, so it's coming. Not that fast. And after building Borborema, this is what is interesting is that we are reducing our all-in sustaining cost. If you check our operations nowadays, we are in the second quartile. Of course, Apoena is higher than the second, would be the third quartile. But if you check our average, we are in the second. After starting up Borborema, we are going to reduce that. Borborema it's a project that is going to be big, so it's going to represent almost Apoena and Almas together with a cost that is much lower. And of course, the main point of that is the strip ratio. So the gold body there is much better to explore. The area is in a good position, so we are being able to operate with a lower cost. And we expect next year to announce Matupá. The main point that we didn't yet is that Matupá is in an area that we have a lot of potentials in terms of exploration, and we did not explore the whole area yet. So we want to explore a little bit more. We bought 2 projects in the last 6 months to increase this project. So we want to study a little bit more the area before announce. But if you check even the project in the without this increase, if you check the strip ratio of Matupá is 1.8. So even having a lower life of mine of only 7 years, this project is very profitable because of that. So the cash cost, the all-in sustaining cost, is very, very low. So it's a very good one, but we believe that we have more potential than what we are seeing. So we are waiting a little bit more to announce, but probably will be in the next 12 months. Here is just a short overview. I won't get deeper in this because I already spoke that we are being able to explore the area that we have. We are being able to increase the reserves, to increase the resources, and we are being able to increase the life of mine of our plants. So the main point to us is to keep operating. We do not want to have also average life of mine above 10 years. We do not believe that is a good investment to keep like increasing a lot the reserves without having the return on that. So we want to keep the balance of a life of mine between 7 and 10 years in all of our plants. So the main idea to us is that then we can guarantee that we are returning more to investors, and we are also investing in exploration to keep it. So this is part of our strategy. We believe that this is a better way to guarantee returns and to guarantee the profitability of the business. Here's just a short overview regarding our multiple. Nowadays, our is being negotiated below the peers. So we have a potential to increase the multiple and also a potential to increase after we grow to more than double our multiples in terms of negotiation. Here is a just short overview regarding the dividends. As I said, we are paying dividends. In the last 12 months, we paid 9% in dividend yield. If we check the last 2 years, we paid in the average 6%. In 2021, we paid above 10% in dividend yield. So we don't think we are a cash management company. So when we have cash, we pay dividends. Just to give you an idea, even paying these dividends, my leverage now is below 1 time net debt EBITDA. So we are operating with a lot of cash. So that is not a problem to us. And here's a short overview regarding our company. So nowadays, the controlling group, they have 6% of the company. So they didn't sell 1 share after they bought in 2026. So they really believe in the company. They don't want to sell. This is something that we say, oh, please sell. We need to increase the liquidity. They don't want to sell because they think that the company has a huge potential of growing. So selling doesn't make any sense at the moment. So they are also investing. They believe in the growth. This is something that is good because shows that after increasing their positions, that the returns more than 30 times, they still believe and they want to keep the company in the portfolio. And also we have some important investors around, and we have coverage of 4 banks in Brazil and 1 bank in Canada. So I think this is all. And here is just a short overview regarding our roadmap of growth and how we want to make our business to keep increasing.
That's a fantastic presentation. It was really nice to learn more about you and your company. And I guess we could jump right into the Q&A. Can you share how your company's optimizing its mining, I suppose the method of mining, and what level of capital investments are being dedicated to improving operational efficiency?
Nowadays, we like to operate small mines. So if you check here, what we are doing now is that we like to operate small mines. If you check, we do not have a huge mine that has a huge risk to us. So our idea is to keep operating it and to increase the investments in exploration and in the efficiency. Now we are ramping up Palmas. Just to give you an idea, we start up Palmas in August 2023, and we are increasing the capacity in more than 20%. And this is just doing a small investments, $10 million investments, US dollars. So the main point is that our plants, they are built to have small investments that can increase the profitability and the production of them. So we are investing in Apoena. We are also doing a 20 million investments to increase in 10% the capacity of production, and this is also small investments and optimizing the company. In Minosa, it's a plant that we are in it. Just a second, guys. I want to show you. In Minosa, we have a heap leach company, an open pit one. So we are changing the way in the investments. We are not doing a huge investment, and also is also something about like 20 millions, 30 millions to increase the productivity. But we are investing in the middle of the pile, building structures to take the gold in the middle of the pile. And we are increasing the production in Minosa. In almost like in the last years, we could achieve a stable production, almost 10-15% at what we had in the past, just doing some small investments. So what we are doing now is trying to make the companies, the plants more productivity and more efficient with small investments. We are not doing a huge investment. And the main point of that is that we are building Borborema that is huge, is a project that is too expensive to us. So the main point is to keep growing, but keep looking for more productivity in the plants that we already have.
And besides those projects, what do you anticipate will be the main driving force for price momentum in the next year of the company?
I believe the main point is that our focus to keep operating lower cost. So we are growing, we are ramping up Almas. We also are increasing the productivity in other plants, and we are reducing costs. We are focused on that. If you check my valuation and the price that I've been traded, I'm very, very cheap. Of course, I know that the company increasing 50% in the last 6 months, but we are still very, very below considering the gold price that we are negotiating and the efficiency that we are having. So we have a huge potential internally and we are spending. I believe we still have space, but I'm the IR, so I wouldn't say the opposite.
Right. So as an industry leader, what do you consider your company's most impactful achievement, and how has this shaped your vision for the future?
I believe our most important achievement outside is that the impact that we have in our team and in the communities that we act in. We are pretty focused on bring the community to our now 92% of our employees are from the communities that we operate. We like to be part of this environmental. As I said, we are growing, of course, so we are achieving this 450. This is not a point. We have this in the pipeline, but we are achieving building a good relationship with the community and being very, very profitable. So if I think in the next years, probably we are going to keep growing. Our main goal is to achieve 1 million ounces. So this is our map, but also bringing the community to us and keeping everyone with us and growing together in a good way to the environmental and to the people.
What opportunities or trends are you seeing in the market as a whole, and how could it lead to future growth for your company?
We now operate with two metals, with copper and with gold. We know that the gold market is suffering for some benefits of the instability in terms of the politicians. And we are not focused on that. We are not saying that is going to stay and that this price is going to be in this level forever. But we are not seeing any sign of reduction because of the situation that we are having. Gold is much more linked to politicians, unfortunately. It's much more linked to the rates, the US rates. So we believe that it's going to keep in this level mainly because of that. We have China buying a lot of gold. We are seeing Russia is still buying. So we are seeing some countries that want to stop buying dollars and start buying gold, and this probably is going to keep the demand in the top. When you think about copper, we expect the copper, now we know that is a strategic metal, is much more linked to this energy transition that we are passing through. So copper is a very strong opportunity to us. If we think we're pretty open to do more M&As in copper, for example, we are looking for new projects. We think we can increase it. So it's a very strong opportunity considering the future of the metal.
What are the biggest challenges currently in the mining industry in your view, and how is your company in a position to address them?
I believe the cost is the main challenge to all of us, all the companies. It's not being easy to find gold anymore. It's not, I think the easy gold to explore were explored before. So now we are seeing that it's being harder to find and it's being harder to explore. So the cost is being a challenge to all the producers. It's not just to our, but if you check to all the producers, we are facing a huge pressure in terms of that. So I think the main point is the cost. And here we are pretty focused. This is the most important thing, is to keep the cost in a low level. We are not expecting to predict how is going to be the gold price in the future. We are not this player. We don't know how it's going to be, but we know that we need to control the costs. So this is something that we do all the time. So if you need to change the contractors, we are changing the contractors. We are suffering, losing production for a while, but we are doing to guarantee the costs. We are looking for projects and ways to optimize the operations that guarantee the lowest costs. This is our main goal. We are not focused on the gold price. We are pretty focused on the cost side.